Okay, I'm back. So I just made another mistake, which I thought was really important to show you because this is where I'm having problems. So I've done 3 rows. I'm getting back to my first color, and actually she suggests we use different colors, and I didn't realize these 2 colors were that close in appearance. So you might even want to try something even more different than that. When I got them out, I realized they are very close, and then I was like, oh, I'll be fine. No. Mistake. Bing, 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 bing. So let's take a look here. I am ready to add. So I went to this would be considered my 4th row. So first row, second row, third row, and then start again. So 4th row. And I've already put 2. There's an orange one and there's an orange. You can see how close they are in colors. Yeah. I'll definitely do it different for the full tutorial video. And I hope this isn't too confusing. This is very, I'm looking at my screen and it looks kind of unbalanced here. So let's move this over. Okay. So what I wanted to tell you is there's a few things with this stitch that make it super confusing. So it's almost like you have to have a disclaimer right at the beginning. And let me just make sure everything's in focus. And I might enlarge that a little bit there. That's better. And set the focus. Okay, so first thing, when you're doing this stitch, you have to alternate 11-0 with your Superduos. So when you go to the next row, you will have to change whether you're going to pick up a Superduo and an 11-0, or you're going to pick up an 11-0 and a Superduo. And that will depend on where your thread is in the next step. So that one's really important. We'll spend some time in the video with that one, with the proper video, we'll call it. There was something I was going to tell you too. And when I turned the camera off, I said I should tell you, but anyway, I'll think of it. So this is my last one of the 4th row, which I would need if I'm coming out of a 11-0. That means I have to pick up a Superduo and an 11-0. But before we even get to that, so let's go through this step here. I'm just going to back out, and hopefully I won't get confused. So I'm going to back out of this one. So this was my 2nd one. So I'm coming out of an 11-0. This is what she calls a step up. So this was the one. Actually, this is the first of the 4th row. So a Superduo and 11-0. You're coming out of this 11-0 that's just next to this Superduo. You go through the step up is through the 2nd hole of this lower Superduo. But you also, this is so important, you also pass through this 11-0. And I think in other attempts, to me, this seems too long of a bridge of thread to go. And I'm like, I'm in the wrong spot. I've got to be. But so what I kept doing was taking my thread, going through the step up here, and then trying to go through this bead, this 11-0. And then adding my, bead. So that's the first thing I was doing wrong. But if you pull your thread, you notice it actually closes that up. So, of course, she's correct. I'm not saying she's wrong. That's the correct position. And look, there's very little thread showing there. Now there's thread showing from the bottom rows. That's just, I needed to use a different stop bead. This one's sliding all over the place. So you go through that 11-0, and then you add your beads. So from this bead to that hole, you're going to be adding, and of course, because we're coming out of an 11-0, we're going to pick up a Superduo, an 11-0, and go through the top hole here. And that gives us our second one. Oh, look, I already had it on there. Silly me. I could hear you saying, Emma, you forgot. You already had it on there. So let's take these two off. Then I'm going to go through here and they'll just pop off. That. And they'll slide right off the thread. There we go. There. So you can pull that in like that. Get my nail in there like that. So now, again, I knew it was wrong. I wanted to go through this bead. So just remember, it's actually this 11-0 that we're going to step up to. Honestly speaking, I think the term step up is confusing, because for me, when I think of step up, when you're using 2-hole beads, means going through the second hole. I feel like this term is used multiple times for different things in this. So it means step up to the next row, step up to the next hole, that kind of thing. And that I find very confusing. So I'm just saying. Can you tell I'm starting to get frustrated? But you know what? I think I've cracked the code. It's the Da Vinci code. The Potomac bead code. So pick up the Superduo, because we're coming out of an 11-0. You're going to be so happy I decoded this for you. It's my birthday gift to you. So we're already coming out of here. We're going to go through this hole. Now, I don't know what the next step is. I got to go watch the movie. I got to go watch the bead video. I'm watching bead movies. Now, you can see this thread is super tight. I might have to go around and tighten things here. Let's see if that does anything. Yeah, I definitely need different colors here. This is way too close. So I would suspect, let me guess, this is my next step, is to go through this hole. And that's the other thing, is I feel like, so it closes it off. I feel like maybe the step up is not a complete, like she'll say step up to this and then step up to that. Again, maybe this is completing the row by closing this off and step up to the upper hole. Oh, I don't know. You tell me. I'll be back. This is going to be the saga. He's driving me nuts. You know what? When I finally get this, we're going to be doing this for a while. We'll be doing it every color bead, every 2-hole bead I can find, so on and so forth. We're going to do mini duos. We're going to do everything. Okay, we'll be right back.